Oh, hi Mina-san, this is Blue Flame Entertainment bringing you another episode of Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth. We are continuing on our journey through Turnabout Airlines today, and let's get it started. March 12th, 1 p.m., local time, Hope Springs Airport. I know that once we had landed, I'm supposed to let the local police take over. And thanks to Miss Tenera and Miss Malay, I was able to preserve the crime scene. But I just can't shake it. I wasn't able to talk to Miss Tenera in private. I can't shake the fact that, there's a murderer on the airplane. We obviously met a murderer on the airplane. So I'm left wondering just what was she up to? Why did she do what she did? Well, I'm not so concerned with her, as in, I'm more concerned with the other lady who creeped the hell out of me. Because the other lady who creeps the hell out of me is the one who scares me. There must be a way for me to continue my investigation. I've been expecting you, Miles Edgeworth. Oh, spoilers, guys! Spoilers everywhere! I can't save you guys. I was able to save you guys last episode. I can't save you anymore. Meet Franzika von Karma, the prosecutor who's in charge of the second game. She keeps showing up. I'm going to try not to spoil anything else about her, because there's spoilers for the first game, there's spoilers for the second game. You can even spoil the third game if you really want to, with just her. I'm not going to do that to you guys. Franzika, I thought you were still in Germany. I go where I am needed. And wherever there are criminals to be caught, her name is Franzika von Karma. The daughter of my mentor, Manfred von Karma, she, like myself, is a prosecutor. Are you heading up this case? It would be a bit of a relief if you are. Don't you try and flatter me, Miles Edgeworth. I'm placing you under arrest. Whip! It's a whip! What? It's quite frustrating, actually. I had hoped to exact my revenge on you in a different venue. But I'll have to take what I can get. I never thought I'd see the day when a disciple of the House of Von Karma would become a criminal. Have you no shame? Whip! Wait, this has all been a big misunderstanding. I didn't kill the victim. A misunderstanding? I heard all about the murder over the police radio from the captain himself. You waited for the victim on the first floor, then beat him to death. Franzika, do you honestly believe that I killed him? Dot. Do you believe me? Do you believe I killed him? Spoilers. Spoilers, like skip over the next few seconds because what I'm about to say is totally a spoiler. I grew up with you, lady! I grew up with you! Why in the world do you think I could be a killer if you've grown up with me and seen me do everything but kill in every situation? I'm done now. You can come back if you spoiled yourself. I apologize. I suppose I should reserve judgment until after I've investigated this for myself. I can put you on your arrest on hold until then. That's as it should be. Ha! I don't need a lecture on how to perform my duties from you of all people. To be perfect in every way, the fulfillment of that creed alone is what I strive for. Well, I have my own creed, which I must fulfill, so why don't we solve this together? I have to get going. The crime scene awaits. Don't you dare leave town. Trust me, I have no intention to. Detective Gumshoe! Yeah, yes, sir! Too slow! Whip! Ow! Listen up! I'm leaving you in charge of watching this man. Don't mess up, understand? Mr. Edgeworth, I'm supposed to guard him? A simple yes or no, detective. Whip! Ah! Yes, sir, understood, sir! You just leave it to me! Miles Edgeworth, If you interfere with my investigation, I'll arrest you on the spot. Are we clear? Now then, if you'll excuse me.
Good to see you again, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Boy, am I glad to see you're okay.
Thank you, Detective.
I believe in you, sir. You can lean on me. I'll get you through this.
I have to admit, I'm a bit curious as to what Franzika is up to. Maybe I should ask the good detective. Very well, in that case I have a few questions for you. And you're going to answer me! I love this. Look at that. Look how we're walking. Walking like a weirdo. We're going to do this first though, because I want to. Looking from behind, I think I've seen this man somewhere before. Spoiler o'clock, everybody! It is spoiler o'clock! Well, I'm going to try not to spoil anything for you, but this is a man that you are going to meet in our Ace Attorney walkthrough. That is my spoiler. I apologize. Nom nom nom! In Soviet Russia, world lunchboxes eat you! Found it, lol! Oh, I have a wave of creative powers coming on! It's over 9,000 lols! For my next lame movie, it's going to be The Steel Samurai, Warrior Neo Tokyo versus the World Samurai, Champion of Earth. He's going to rock so many rocks! So the Steel Samurai is finally getting a movie. I'm done. That was my spoiler. I'm sorry, guys. I had to do it. And I apologize for his voice, too. I deeply apologize for that voice. So, how is the initial investigation going?
We just shipped the body off to the coroner's office. And we're taking statements now, sir.
That sounds like Franzika. She was always good at quick responses to a case.
I'll say she was, a little too quick, sir.
Oh, how so?
I rushed on over as soon as I got word of the affair, sir. But somehow when I got here, Miss Von Karma was already here barking orders at everyone. It was kind of creepy, as though she knew there had been a murder or something, and had come in advance to await your flight's arrival.
That's sort of odd. She did show up rather quickly and out of the blue. Plus, I still don't know why she's here in America. There must be some backstory to all of this. Give me my backstory!
Miss Von Karma just sort of popped up at the prosecutor's office about a week ago, sir. Something about chasing down leads related to a certain incident.
No details.
It, kind of dark secret, so she can't talk about it, even with me, sir.
Knowing her, the only type of talking she likes to do is with her whip. Plus, I doubt the top secret part was what stopped her from talking to you, Detective. Although I wonder if her case has anything to do with mine.
Anyway, that's just about all the info I have, sir. We should find out more as we investigate.
Yes, it is high time to resume my investigation. Starting with talking to the people involved in this case afresh. Alrighty, let's go! Let's hit the road, suckers! See, look at that! That whole thing took us 37 minutes. Took us 37 minutes to question Gumshoe, get Von Karma off our detail. So you must be the captain.
Why, yes I am, and who might you be?
I am the prodigy prosecutor, Franzika Von Karma, and I have a few questions for you. Ah! Don't you dare, Captain, getting friendly with another woman. I'll never forgive you if you do.
What are you talking about? I only have eyes for you, my dear Cammy.
I wouldn't bet money on our dear Captain being much of a reputable person.
Sure you don't want to ask the Captain some questions?
He was in the cockpit the entire time. I highly doubt he would know anything of use. Anyway, I like to leave that type of witness to Franzika and her whip. Walkaways! Ah! Oh, what can you do? I think I timed that perfectly. I think I timed that yell perfectly. I'm happy about that. Okay, this guy again. You'll see here. Ah! Sorry, I'm so sorry. How long do you intend to hold me? It is impossible for me to be the criminal, I told you. Mr. Lebec. Oh, what is you? Tell this man to stopping me from going. Claim his money. I don't have even 1 second to waste what time this man. Yeah. We're gonna talk to you. Did you finish taking his statement yet? Yep, all done, sir. I do not concern if you're not done examining the cargo hold. I want my cargo back. If you make even a single scratch on my art, you will pay. Art? What sort of art? Mr. Lebec is an art dealer, so he's got a bunch of artwork down in the cargo hold, sir. There's practically a mountain of them, large and small. From folk costumes to stone statues, I sell all kinds of art. Folk costumes. Speaking of which, Mr. Lebec's hat. It kind of looks like that other piece of cloth. Yeah, that other piece of cloth. Big wording, Edgeworth! Mr. Lebec, can you please take a look at this for me? Oh, it is Virginian cloth. As I suspected, your hat is made of the same material, I suppose. Yes, of course, this fabric is so famous, authors come from over the seas for more. Interesting, thank you for your insight. Then, this is the cargo you were talking about earlier. No. My cargo this time is much many gigantic. Your English. I love it because it fits you, but at the same time I don't like it because I gotta say it. You're a detective, when can I have my cargo moved? You can get your cargo back when we're done with the investigation, pal. The Sunrise Review police is no good. It is no good that the attendant refuses to exit the attendance room too. That attendant. I wonder if he's talking about Miss Tanera. Let us ask him. What did you mean by that attendant, Mr. Lebec? She was taken to the attendance room for her interview. And then they still not come out. They make no signs of coming out either. I was finished with my own interview much earlier, quicker than her. Why is Miss Tanera's interview the only one that's taking up so much time? Bum bum bum! Miles Edgeworth, you were given free rein to examine the plane, weren't you? Yes, I was able to obtain the cooperation of the flight attendants. Speaking of attendants, I'd like to speak with Miss Tanera. I wonder if you might grant me permission to enter the flight attendant's room? Before I do, you still have to clear up a few issues surrounding your own circumstances. I understand. You may have tricked those attendants with your sophisticated talking, but you can't pull the wool over my eyes, Miles Edgeworth. Oh, yes! Let's have an argument here! Let's not complicate things and go with the most obvious conclusion. The scene of the crime was here in this very lounge where the body was discovered. From the time the victim was seen calling for an attendant until his body was found, the only person in the lounge the entire time was you, Miles Edgeworth. This unmistakably makes you the likeliest suspect. I can't argue with that, but at the same time, you're going down. The likeliest suspect, Franzika. Do you have a problem with that? No, but it's not like you to use such vague wording. You're usually a bit more absolute. That's what makes me think she really doesn't believe in this either, and she's using it as an excuse to talk to us and find out more. I'm simply trying to watch out for you. Or is my kindness too hard for you to comprehend? Thank you, but your leniency is unnecessary, for I will prove my innocence soon enough. If I want to continue my investigation, I'll have to break her line of logic. Fast. Oh yeah, let's break the logic circle. Done. Well, that right there, I don't agree with that.
Objection!
Ha ha ha! You thought wrong, baby! It would appear that you did not have all the information you needed after all. And what does that mean? I found a nice piece of evidence just before I was forced to stop investigating. A piece that proves the body was moved from a different location. Shocker, everybody! Shocker! It's a plot twist! The killer used this suitcase to move the victim's body, meaning that the real scene of the crime is not this lounge at all.
Objection!
Now, who's the one rashly jumping to conclusions? Excuse me. All you did was find this piece of cloth inside the suitcase. That doesn't prove that the body was moved. It could be that the killer simply chose that suitcase as a good place to hide the cloth. I expected you would come to that conclusion. It would seem I can't escape that easily. You should know better tn that. Yvonne Karma is perfect in every way. Ah, but did you know that the killer definitely wheeled the suitcase around at some point?
Objection!
As if there's proof of that. Where is the proof that this suitcase was moved around? Right there, bitch! Oh, right there, flabbernoodle! Right now. The grape juice is spilled. The spilled grape juice in front of the elevator. Yes, and I'd like to draw your attention to this area here. Where is the evidence that proves the killer dragged the suitcase through here? You move down a little. Can you? There we go. See those lovely little wheel marks that I noticed at the very beginning of the game? This mark here, wouldn't you say that it looks suspiciously like tracks from two wheels? I suppose. Further, there's also a grape juice residue on the wheels of the suitcase. This means that the suitcase containing the victim's body definitely passed through here. Dot, dot, dot. I suppose this means that the killer did move the victim's body from somewhere else. I'm glad you've come to your senses.
Objection!
Oh, hell no! Not so fast. This still doesn't put you in the clear. Not by a long shot. Break my second argument! You prepared yourself and acquired the piggy bank before the plane hit that turbulence. And then you waited it for the victim in the lounge where you beat him to death. Then, while you were in the elevator with the victim's body stuffed into the suitcase, the plane hit that patch of turbulence and out flew the body from within the suitcase. With no way out, you hastily put the suitcase back where you had taken it from, and pretended to be the discoverer of the body. Not a bad bit of logic for something you thought of on the fly. Just what are you insinuating? That I will show you exactly how flawed your logic is. No matter how strong of a face you put on, not even you can hide your fears from me. I'll expose the flaws in her logic in one foul swoop. Fell? In one fell swoop. I prefer foul. Alright. You floobernoggin! Your little floobernoggin is right there! That right there is a horrible, horrible moment where you should not have even talked. You should not have even talked. I've already proven that that piggy bank is a murder weapon. Ha ha ha. The fact that you took this piece of evidence into account in your testimony is to be commended. Your legal prowess is certainly something to be feared. Evidence and logic. Essential tools that those who would stand in the courtroom must learn to master. But what if there was a fake piece of evidence thrown into the mix? A fake. This Mr. I-Fly piggy bank is just such a fake. It is not the real murder weapon. What? The timing of when the bank was taken from the shop is important, and it was taken after the turbulence had occurred. But then, What about the blood on the bank? What do you make of that? I assume it was added after the murder when the killer fabricated this weapon. Looking at it this way, the killer basically did 3 things after the turbulence. After exiting the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase to the shop and left it there. Then the killer proceeded to pick the piggy bank up off the floor and took it to fabricate a fake murder weapon by hitting the victim on the head. Finally, the victim's wallet was planted on my personage, in my pocket to be precise. Everything was done so that I would be framed for the murder of Mr. Ackby Hicks. You there!
Yes, ma'am!
Other than this piggy bank, was anything else resembling a murder weapon found?
We didn't find anything in this lounge or in the shop that could be used as one, ma'am. Most of the items that could have been used were broken during the turbulence. And the remaining items all tested negative for any trace of blood.
I see. Well, Miles Edgeworth, it appears your stall tactics are at an end.
But it's possible that it's just hidden somewhere else, sir.
Eek! If a criminal had wanted to hide a weapon in a safer place, I think the weapon would still have been hidden in the same place as the bloody cloth. Exactly what I was thinking. Because the cloth was hidden inside that suitcase, it signals to me that the killer had not prepared a more secure place to hide the evidence. Which means that the real murder weapon is either still on the murderer's personage, or is still at the real crime scene.
Objection!
There is one more possibility, and that would be that the piggy bank is in fact the real weapon. But didn't we just... Hold it! Let me finish. The killer took the bank out from the display case before the turbulence by opening the lock on the display case door. And it was at that time that the glass pane on the door was broken. I'd say that is a perfectly reasonable line of reasoning, wouldn't you? Let's see. So that means that the killer had the key to the display case. Franzika, the person you're talking about. Not so fast, I'm not finished. The person I'm talking about also committed another sin. She tricked the captain and granted you permission to conduct your investigation. Yes, it is the sin of lying! Speaking of which, I recall that you also wish to speak to her? Yes. Very well, permission granted, but only if I can sit in on your interrogation. Do we understand each other? I have no intention of interrogating her, but you are welcome to accompany me if you so wish. Miss Tenero is in the flight attendant's room. Let's move. Bum bum bum. That took us almost an hour! Okay, 40 minutes. About a little over 40 minutes, but God! Oh! Wow, really? So you're the one that poked around inside this plane without the captain's permission! Dots. Deviating from the flight attendant's manual is very unbecoming, you know. What were you hoping to accomplish by doing that? Miss Tenero. Ah, Mr. Edgeworth, you're here, too. Can you please help us shed some light on why you did what you did? All right. Let's talk to her. Toki toki. Oh, she looks so sad. Why did you lie about receiving the captain's permission like that? Dots. Because I didn't think I would be able to get his permission. What do you mean? The captain, he only has ears for Cammy. I spoke with the captain a little earlier myself. He definitely seems to be rather taken with Miss Malay. Yes, and on top of that, I had mistakenly accused Mr. Edgeworth of being the killer. I wanted to make amends. In that case, please allow me to thank you for what you did. Thanks to you, I was able to clear myself of all charges. Really? You were able to prove your innocence? Oh, thank goodness. Miss Tenero, is it? There is one more thing that I'd like to ask you. You were in the in-flight shop before the turbulence, weren't you? Please answer honestly. Yes, I was. And why were you there? Well, Why the sudden hesitation? Franzika seems to have struck a nerve. In-flight shop. Give me details. Oh, you're saying it was for work then? Yes, I am in charge of the shop, so I have to keep an eye on it. I don't have any reason to go there otherwise. After your visit to the shop, you paid a visit to this room, correct? Yes. I came back to freshen up and adjust my makeup. I'm sorry, but there isn't much else to tell. Miss Tenero claims to have no reason other than duty to go to the shop. But is that all there is to it? Maybe I should ask her about that thing. Alrighty. Nope. We're gonna present her the suitcase because she designed it, as we learned. If you could please take a look at this for me, Miss Tenero. Oh, that suitcase. Yes, about this suitcase. You're the one who designed it, correct? And I think I figured something else about it. This suitcase is the reason you went to the shop, isn't it? ... There's nothing you won't find out eventually, is there? Won't you please tell me more about this suitcase? Yes, I was interested in seeing how the suitcases I had designed were selling. I know that as a service professional I'm not supposed to care, but I really wanted to know, and I was glad to see that it was the last one there. Last one? The last one there. It was not the last one there. Nope. Talk to me. Not that. So you're saying, Miss Tenero, that the suitcase in question was the last one? Yes. They're just so popular that they're practically flying off the shelves. That's not exactly the impression I got. The ones in the shop is most definitely the last one. Well, we're currently looking at that suitcase. Really? Then I guess we sold them all. Thank you very much for taking the last one. I didn't say anything about buying it. Then say you'll buy it. I'm sorry, I can't. But why? I think it'd go great with your complexion, Mr. Edgeworth. It really suits you. It would go horribly with my lovely suit. Do you not see my suit? My suit is not a Joker suit. It does not go well with green. I guarantee it personally as a service professional. Well, that is, how should I put this? It's hideous. What? Maybe that was a bit too direct. Moving on, my issue with the suitcase isn't the design, it's the number of them remaining. Remaining? There were 2 suitcases in the in-flight shop when I investigated it. 2? But that's impossible! I'm sure there was only 1. Looks like her story has generated quite the contradiction. When I left the shop, I'm positive there was only 1 suitcase left. Something is amiss here. What could be the meaning of this inconsistency? By the way, Miss Tenero, what is one of those suitcases doing here? I thought you said that there was only one left. That one is, it's mine. I've used it for a very long time now. Oh, yeah? I'm going to disprove you in 5 seconds, lady. You flivver noggins! Miss Tenero, I would appreciate it if you wouldn't lie to my face! Excuse me? I don't believe for even 1 second that you've used this for a very long time. What proves that this hasn't been used for nearly as long as Miss Tenero says? Proof is in the pudding, babe!
Take that!
Tell me, Miss Tenero, is it also your habit to keep the price tag pristine on your suitcase? Ah! What is the meaning of this? Why would you lie about a suitcase? Dots! Despite having faith in her design sense, the sales numbers made her cry bitter tears. The truth is becoming increasingly clear to me. Miss Tenero, I think I understand. I know what you were trying to hide. Now then, this suitcase was originally in the in-flight shop. Seeing as how the price tag is still on this suitcase, one can only assume it was out on the floor for sale in the shop. And the person who bought this suitcase was...
Take that!
You! It was you, wasn't it, Miss Tenero? I hate to say this, but the suitcase that you designed, it hasn't sold very well, has it? Dots. You saw how poorly this design that you had poured your heart into was selling, and you were deeply hurt. That's why you wanted to make it look like it was selling by buying it yourself. Isn't that right? Then, the reason you went into the shop and came back here was... I'm sorry! All I really have is my job. I was overjoyed when my design was chosen. I thought maybe I had finally accomplished something. But the suitcases didn't sell. It's because of the design, isn't it? All because of, as you put it, hideous. I can't say they chose a great place in which to sell them either. Yeah, quite honestly, I agree with Edgeworth here. Why would you sell a suitcase on a plane? It's already weird when you sell a suitcase in an airport. It gets even weirder when you sell a suitcase on a plane! We weren't selling a single one. They were just sitting there collecting dust. I felt so bad seeing them there day in, day out. So I decided to buy one for every flight I worked. You buy one every single time you work a flight. I see. So in order to keep your resolution, you went and bought one today as well. Yes, and here is my receipt for that purchase. This receipt is clearly timestamped 5:40 a.m. The truth is, there's still a bunch of them left unsold. They're planning to scrap the remaining ones at the end of this flight. Miss Tenero, where are these other suitcases? They should all be down in the cargo hold. Then, the suitcase the killer used could very well have come from the cargo hold. Mr. Edgeworth, you don't think that the killer used one of my suitcases to... Yes, I do. The killer used one of your beloved suitcases to move the victim's body. Ah! How could they? Those suitcases were meant to be faithful partners to our passengers on their trips. That's all I ever wished for them to be. Miss Tenero, is there any other way to get to the cargo hold other than the elevator? The only other way is just through that door there. And what about security? That door has no special lock installed because Just to enter this room, you need a special key card that only crew members have access to. Which means that the culprit is someone who can enter this room, eliminating the passengers and leaving only crew members as potential suspects. I can't believe it. Hold it! Yes, Franzika. Going on these wild goose chases, you're a disgrace to the Von Karma name! And what do you mean by that? The suitcase came from the cargo hold. That fact alone tells the whole story. Yes, which is why I said that the culprit must be a crew member who used their key card. Miles Edgeworth! You're proposing that the killer rode the elevator from the cargo hold, correct? Yes, that's the only realistic possibility. That other attendant, Miss Millay? I asked her earlier and she had this to say. Franzika got information out of Miss Millay. In order to make the elevator go down to the cargo hold, a different key card is required. A different one? Yes, and the only person who holds that particular card is you, Miss Rhoda Tenero, and only you! Ah! What? Is this true, Miss Tenero? Yes, I keep that key card in my locker at all times. Could you please show us that card right now? Yes, hold on. Show me it! Give me it, you flabbernoodle! I don't believe it! What's wrong? The key card, it's gone! Oh, ha! Very clever. Pretending that your card was stolen when in fact you're trying to hide it from us. You really thought this through. Wait, it's not like that! You can tell us all about what it's like down at the station. Officer, arrest this woman! Yes, ma'am! Mr. Edgeworth! I can't do anything about it. You were the only person with the key card. Dots. What's wrong? There's disbelief written all over your face. Franzika, I know that you are the lead investigator on this case, however. Hold it! Don't even think about wasting any more of my time! You know the rules as well as I do. Evidence speaks louder than words. Even if this isn't a courtroom, that basic tenet still applies. Dots. I intend to investigate the cargo hold now. What will you do, Miles Edgeworth? I intend to do likewise. Alright, everybody! Woo! We're done with the middle part of this case. Next part, we will finally figure out our killer. What will happen? Who killed him? Was it a crew member? Was it someone else? Was it someone who sneakily stole a key card that could get them anywhere they wanted? Who knows? Next time on Ace Attorney Investigations. So, we'll catch you on the flip side. Bye, everybody.